Welcome everyone for our next session of Travel Diaries. In this session, Arun Ma'am and Sheela Pachi, Arun Kallianpur and Sheela Kallianpur will be taking us down under on a trip through Australia. So I'll hand over the presentation to them. Arun Ma'am, if you can unmute yourself.
Yeah. Hello everyone. Arun and Sheela Kallianpur here. Kedar, are we recording this?
Why I'm recording start kare.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay, start kar chua hai.
Why?
I'll just share. Give me 1 minute. Can you see my screen now?
Why?
Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Start kar chua hai? Okay. So in 2016, November 2017. Oh, no, 17 we came back. 2016, actually we both got tired of our normal life. So we decided to take a break of about 6 months, because my project had just finished, and it was a very tiring project. And because of my project, both of us were tired also. So we decided to take a break of 6 months, and we went on a tour of Australia, New Zealand, Thailand, and India. So 3 months in Australia, New Zealand, and Thailand, and 3 months in India. So I think few weeks back, we had talked about our trip to New Zealand. So today we will speak about Australia, trip to Australia, and maybe some other day we'll speak of Thailand, Malaysia, and Kuala Lumpur, that is, and Bali. So let's start with Australia. Now you can see my screen, right? So in Australia, we went to 3 places basically. This is Melbourne. Actually, we went to New Zealand first. We spent about 3 weeks there, and then we flew from Christchurch to Sydney, and Sydney to Melbourne. So our first halt in Australia was at Melbourne, and after finishing Melbourne, we went up to Cairns. In Melbourne, we spent about 5 days. Then we went to Cairns. We spent about 5 days there. And then after that, we came down to Sydney, where we spent about 10 days. So after finishing that, from Sydney, we flew to Bangkok. So I'll just show you now on Google Maps. So here we went to Melbourne, first halt, and then to Cairns, and then to Sydney. So I'll just zoom in and show you the places where we went in Melbourne first. Melbourne, of course, Melbourne's city. And then we went to what is known as Great Ocean Road, where we have the 12 apostles. Then from there, we went to Phillip Island, where there is a world famous penguin parade. And after that, we went to Cairns.
Queensland.
And yeah, in Queensland. And there we went to Kuranda National Park by this train known as Kuranda Scenic Railway. Then we all came back. While returning, we came back by the Sky Rail, which is sort of a gondola ride over the rainforest. That ride was about 45 minutes. And then also we went to Green Island, which is part of the Great Barrier Reef, where we could watch the coral reefs and different type of coral reefs and other sea life. So this is how we spent about I think 2 weeks in Australia. So now let us get back to our presentation. So the first one is going to be on Melbourne, where we went to the Great Ocean Road to have a look at the 12 apostles. Then we went to Phillip Island for the penguin parade. So let us start with 12 apostles. While the video is going on, Sheela will talk about the apostles also. Yeah, let's start the video.
This 12 apostles is very next to the Great Ocean Road, and there you can see huge stacks of limestone. These are the limestone stacks, which were actually 12 in number, earlier. And now, because of the erosion by the sea waves, from 12 they have been reduced to 5. In 2005, one more fell down into the ocean. So now we get to see only 4 apostles. So these are the 4 apostles. And here you can see the coastline. It has got sedimentation of this limestone, and this limestone, with the erosion, it caves in. The sediments fall into the sea. That's how it's believed that the apostles belonged to the mainland, but slowly they drifted away. And now now the tourists, when we go there, we can see only 4 apostles. And they are saying, the tourists must come as soon as possible, because we don't know how long these 4 apostles are going to remain in the coastline, very close to the coastline. Because our guide was saying that, he said out of 12, only 4 are remaining. Yeah, and it's a very beautiful drive. It's almost like our Highway 1, which runs parallel to the ocean.
So let's watch the video now. Okay.
Here we can see the sedimentation very clearly. On top you have the limestone, which is white.
What's the difference?
This is the Great Ocean Road.
So you came from Hong Kong directly to Australia? Yeah. we have vacation here. Just we don't want to join the tours that have so many Chinese. They are too much and too proud. Yeah. I mean, those are from.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, this Great Ocean Road, it runs along, almost along the full southern coastline. And it's a beautiful road, even for a, even when we go for a drive, it's so beautiful, and you see the waves lashing against the coastline. And when we reached the 12 Apostles area, that was a sight to behold, because it was so beautiful and the weather was also very, very good.
And we went by a tour. We had booked the tour to through Viator. So this tour, this particular tour is known as the full day Great Ocean Road Tour. So it starts from Melbourne city, and then they take us around the Melbourne city. And then from there, it goes to Great Ocean Road. And then it goes right up to these Apostles, where again we get to spend about 2-3 hours. Then we come back. While coming back, again, they take us through the Melbourne city and show us a few places. So let us look at the Great Ocean Road.
It is. It's raining on here.
The color of the water is also so good, so lovely. Actually, the camera does not do justice to the color. Yeah, that is one of the biggest apostles.
Okay, now here on the way back, there is a park known as Parakeet Park, where there are about 50 trees and maybe around 10,000 parakeets on those. Those are the wild parakeets. And what happens is when you go there, there is a store which sells the food for parakeets. They sell in packets. So we and these parakeets watch the people who are coming out of the stores. So as soon as you open a packet, those are just grains, some kind of grains. So you open the packet and hold it in your palm. But before you open the packet, all these, parakeets, they will fly down from the trees. For example, this one, when I was just about to open the packet, this flew down and sat on my head, actually. It was quite heavy. It's quite big and very heavy. It unfortunately, what happened was, we didn't know. So, we were not prepared to start the video from that point, because it came and sat on my head, and Sheela started the video. By that time, it saw that there was food on in my palm, so it came and sat on my hand. And I'll start the video. Then you will see that these parakeets are so used to people, although they are wild, and they know that the reactions of people. So when he flew down and sat on my head, he sat down very gently. Then when I opened the palm, he came and sat on my hand very gently. And then even while eating, he saw to it that his beak doesn't poke into my arm. So I'll just start the video. See how he eats. Very gently, Okay. So this was the first piece on Great Ocean Road. In Melbourne. So we finished this Great Ocean Road and 12 Apostles. And the next day, we went on a tour of Phillip Island. This was basically, this island is famous for penguins. So I think this island was previously full of penguins, and very few homes. But then gradually, I mean, this was maybe beginning of the 19th century, or rather 20th century. And then gradually, after the World War and all, a lot of people came down and settled over there. And initially, I think it was 60% penguins and maybe 30-40% people or homes. Then gradually what happened was more and more people started settling down there. So the penguins, they found, like everywhere else, I think, they found less and less space for them. And there was, the penguin population started coming down, and the human population increased at Phillip Island. So the government stepped in, and they, sort of reserved certain areas for penguins, and then they, I think, over a area of about 50 square kilometers, that was declared as a reserve area for penguins, and they built houses for them. In the sense, in India we talk of 1 BHK, 2 BHK. Now in case of penguins, there is no K, there is no kitchen required, right? So they go and feed from the sea. So they built 2-room burrows for them. And we saw that, in the 2 rooms, what these penguins do, they keep their babies in the inner room in the burrow, and they stay in the outside room. I mean, they are so caring about their offspring. So what happens is, these penguins, they stay in groups. It's almost like various communities within that 50-kilometer area, and that they have, the government has built some kind of roads there, in the sense trails, where these burrows are spread over. So these penguins from that one particular area always go together into the sea in groups of 100 or so. And then while returning also, they return in groups. So in the evening, when we start around sunset, all these penguins come back, and they come back in groups, and that is what is known as Penguin March.
This is something which all kids will enjoy, because the Penguin March is so beautiful, and it starts only after sunset, because still the sunsets, the penguins don't come out of the water. They go early morning to catch the fish and to have their meal in the ocean, but they come onto the land only after sunset, because that time the predators also, they will not catch hold of them. So this is the penguin parade.
So we have a video from Australia.com, because what happens is we visit there, and they have made excellent arrangements for the people to see. They have built up sort of galleries where we can sit and watch the penguins come back in the penguin parade. But they say that they don't allow us to either take pictures or videos, because they say the flash, or even without flash also, it disturbs the penguins, and if there is a the flash damages their eyes. So that they don't allow us to take the pictures, or frankly, they don't allow us the cameras. So what we are showing is a official video of Australia.com, which see, okay, I think I started a little late. I will not switch on the sound because I like to hear my own voice. So, no, I mean, the thing is, I can explain because this is sort of a promotion video. So let us wait for the penguins picture to come on. A few seconds. Okay. See, just when the sun is setting, the ocean, actually, generally, if you see you don't see any birds over there, and then suddenly the penguins start appearing in groups like this, out of water.
It's a group of almost 100 of them.
And what happens is each group has a leader. So the leader first comes out of the water and he looks around to make sure that it is safe, there are no predators. And if it is safe, he gives signal, some sort of a signal. See, now here one group has come here, the next group is just appearing
in the water.
In the water. So the leader comes out and looks around and makes sure that it's safe, and then we don't know what kind of signal, but he gives some signal to the rest of the group and the whole group walks in. And even before this corona times, these groups of penguins, they used to follow, and even now they follow this social distancing, in the sense, see, the one group has started walking in, whereas the second group has come out of the water, but it waits for this group to go so that there is no, maybe to avoid some kind of fights or something between them. But as you can see, this group is here, and you see this, there is one penguin over here who is the leader, who always walks in front, and he keeps checking that everything is safe. And then when he starts walking, then only the rest of the penguins of that particular group start walking. If he waits, those his group penguins also will wait. See now, this group is here. So now in a few seconds, this group will start moving in.
And these penguins are hardly 2 feet in height. And the way they walk is really commendable, because they look like tiny dwarfs walking on the seashore. And we are seated on platforms that is towards, this side of the, we are watching from this angle, from the beach. They have made platforms for people to sit and watch. And we are not supposed to make any type of sound, or we are not supposed to switch on the flashlights.
See this leader now. He walked in first, and now they are, looking around. So when the leader waits, the group also waits. See, he's coming and checking to make sure that, everything is okay. Now, slowly that group will start walking in. See the leader, he's always observing. He's always making sure that it's safe for his group.
This is when they came very close to us.
Actually, the platform you see on top, that is where we sit. And these are the burrows,
The nests made by the government for them. They are a tiny, it's almost like a 2-bedroom apartment for them.
Yeah, not BHK, only B.
There's no kitchen,
two
of course.
bedroom, no kitchen, no hall. See, they always come in groups.
Second group.
This is the second group coming in.
And it's really very amazing to see the second group waiting on the seashore for the first group to reach their apartment, and only then they walk in. It's almost like, they are saying to themselves, oh, when do these people get into their apartments? It's so beautiful.
And even within the group also, even within the groups, there is no, they don't push each other or they don't come in the way of others. They just wait patiently for the people in front to go. And when they have a clear space, then only the rest of them move in.
Yeah.
There's never a clash, or there is never a rush like people getting into Mumbai trains. And one more thing we have noticed is, see, these are, now this is where we have the light, so it's more clear, and they have put underground cameras so that, they can track those people. Not people, those penguins. And this is something on the left, this is the sort of galleries they have made for the people to sit
with glass
and watch.
windows.
No, on top also.
Oh yeah.
And then here, this is the glass window Sheela was talking about. This is known as underground watching. Here you can go inside. There's a room inside with the glass, so you can watch on the same level as the penguins. But we were watching from here. And see, another thing what happens is, see, they come in groups, and then once they reach here, here there are different, sort of trails that the government has made, and each penguin knows which way. See, for example, these penguins must be having their burrows here. So once they reach here, they move that way. Till here, they all come in groups, then they separate out into different lanes or
exits.
trails.
Like, it's almost like taking an exit from the freeway.
See, they go in different directions because they know that, where their particular burrow is. So they go in that direction. Again, there is no clash. There is no pushover. They are very disciplined. They always go in a correct direction. They know well in advance how to go and where to go. We are not seeing any penguins, going in one way and saying, oh my God, this is not the way, and come back and go, turn around and go somewhere else. They know right from the beginning where to go.
We were also told by the guide there that in case there is a penguin which by mistake enters another penguin's burrow, then the actual owner of that burrow, he literally tells him get out, and that also we got to see.
Energy from food. And the great thing is
that also we got to see, which was very funny, in fact, because there was one penguin which entered the burrow and he was about to settle down.
See, if the place on the right is where the glass inside, the people can go and watch at their level. Go ahead.
Yeah, inside on the right side you see the glass. There are people inside seated so that they can see at the same level as the ground, but we preferred to be sitting on the steps. And this is really amazing. It goes on and on and on. There are at least some 8 or 10 groups which keep coming.
Not 8 or 10, more.
More, of course, there were more, but
the day we went, total about 5,000 penguins came in.
Correct.
The guides say that the number can vary daily. Some days it can be only 300, or some days it is 5,000, depending on the weather and other factors.
Papa, question. So, government आणि ते घर बांधल्यात ना, so how do the penguins know? How was it assigned to penguins? And if there are new if there are new penguins, like new couples or new families, do they keep building houses?
Yeah, the government keeps building the. I mean, depending on the their population, they increase the burrows also. But as far as allotment is concerned, I don't know the rules. But I think, you know, I told you, right? Each group has a leader. My guess, I'm not sure, but my guess is that the leader actually assigns the burrows. Because for everything, that's what I mean. They are very disciplined. They follow the leader in everything, and you know, even when they come out of the sea, the leader walks in. Until he gives the signal, no other member of that group comes in. So from that point of view, I'm assuming that even the allotment is by the leader, because I'm sure government cannot say, okay, this borough is built for you, come here, sign this document and occupy it.
Okay. And also there was one question from Sujata and Manohar. Tumi December so was it hot?
We went in October.
We went during the,
October.
it was springtime for them. Because it's in the southern hemisphere. So though it was in October, it was springtime. So the weather was very pleasant.
It was beginning of the spring actually, because I think the summer is December.
Yeah, summer is December, right?
Yeah. See the walk. I mean the. Oh, how much were lista? Kai was सगळी. हांव एक पान घेवया म्हणून हांग भितर वच गेल्लो, भायर येवन पळयल्यार कोणय ना.
He seems to have lost his way.
Not lost his way, he went to buy pan.
So cute.
See, these are the burrows.
And every burrow has a number on it. And in the middle of this burrow, there is one, you know, there is a sort of partition like, and only in the inner rooms you can find the younger offsprings, you know, the younger penguins. Whereas the parents sleep near the main entrance so that their kids don't get lost. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll just go back a little. Because that time the screen was not full. So, see, on the right is the place where you can get, you know, for which you have to pay a little more. And then you can get into that place and watch the penguins at their level. So, coming back to your question, Preeti, as Sheela was saying, there are numbers there, but of course penguins can't read. So I think it is just like, you know, all the other animals have some sixth sense where they know, you know, what to do. So that is how they occupy the houses. Anyway. Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt again. Kunal and Kushi have a question.
Okay.
I think when in the morning penguins utkan vatat na, so do the babies stay at home or do they go into the water?
No, I think see, when they are very young, they stay in the burrows when they leave, and then when they come back, they come and feed them. But I'm sure as they grow, like any other bird, the penguins will teach them how to, swim, how to get into water, hunt for the food and all that, but not when they're very young, because we were told that,
The waves are very strong there.
we were told that the penguins go by themselves and leave the babies in the burrows. That is why they keep them in the inside part of the burrow. I don't know at what age they start taking them to the sea and train them and all that, but when they're very young, they don't take them.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, okay. So that is the end of Penguin Parade. So let us go back to our presentation.
Sorry, there's one more question in the chat.
Yeah.
Do these penguins live there permanently? Ki tangal migration paths, right?
No, these people, these, I think, like anyone else, like humans, if the government provides them free accommodation, why should they move? No, I think these penguins are local to that area.
Yeah.
So they don't move.
In fact, they have put a restriction on people building homes there, whereas the penguins are free to come and breed there, live there. Whereas, the number of houses being built by people were increasing by every month. So they have put a restriction now. So no constructions are going on there.
Okay, thank you.
Any more questions on Penguin Parade? This again is in Phillip Island, which is about 1.5 hour drive from Melbourne. And you take the tour from Melbourne, and they have a whole day program. They take you to some other, koala camps, kangaroo camps, and some other animals and all that. So you spend the whole day there and have lunch also, which will be provided as a part of the tour. And then in the evening, they take us to this Penguin Parade area. And after the parade, of course, they drop us back
to the resort.
in the resort or hotel, wherever you are staying. Okay, now this was in Melbourne, and then we flew down. So 2 days in Melbourne. 1 day we spent on Great Ocean Road, and the second day we went to Phillip Island. For total, I think we stayed about 4 to 5 days, but we spent the rest of the time in Melbourne itself. And that is like any other city, so we don't have any pictures of that, or we are not included in today's presentation, because we thought that it is better to show some unusual items rather than going to the same downtown area saying this is this building, and that this is what we spend time on. So whatever is sort of not common, those are the things we have included. So here, as you can see, in Cairns.
Now we go to the Cairns, where R is silent in that word, and it's far up north near the Coral Sea, and this is the hottest area in Australia, and where we find the Great Barrier Reef and also the Kuranda village.
So I'll just show you on Google Map again. So this is the Cairns area. This is the Cairns main city, which is in the Gold Coast, little above Gold Coast in Australia. And then this is again famous for, this area is also famous for great barrier reef, where you have all these coral reefs and other, underwater life. And then there is another attraction here known as Kuranda National Park. And you go there by this train known as Kuranda Scenic Railway, which starts from a station known as Freshwater Station in Cairns, and then ends up at the Kuranda village, where we have the koala gardens, butterfly gardens, and few other attractions. So what we did was, while going to this Kuranda village, we went by the railway. Just 1 minute.
Which is known as the Kuranda Scenic Railway.
Scenic Railway. And then we spent the full day over there. And then while returning, we came by this Skyrail Rainforest Cableway. So this actually starts from Kuranda village on the mountain and then comes all the way back to Cairns, which is about 55-minute ride over the rainforest. And they actually have the recorded messages where they explain, as we move over the rainforest, they explain to us the different type of trees or some waterfalls and all that. So it's a very beautiful ride of about 55 minutes over the Kuranda rainforest. So let us go to our presentation now.
And this rainforest is found on a gorge, which is called the Barren Gorge. And midway, that is when we are in the cableway, there is a station which is called the Red Peak. And there, when we get down for just 10 minutes to have a look at the Barren Falls, which is really amazing, and it's so beautiful. So that is one part, that is one portion which we really enjoyed.
So this is Kuranda National Park. You must be wondering, what is Pariniti Chopra doing here? She is there not because I like her. She is there because there is some connection which you will see in the video. This is the video. This is my Pariniti Chopra. So this is the freshwater railway station from where we took the. This is the freshwater railway station from where we took this train to Kuranda. So let me start the video.
It's very beautiful. This train goes through the rainforest, actual rainforest.
And this is the compartment where we got the seats. See, this is a heritage train sort of, and this is the rainforest through which this train goes. And this is the station known as Stony Creek, halfway through, where they stop for about 15 minutes for the tourists to take the pictures. I mean, this is the kind of a view which is there from the at that station. So they stop the train for about 15-20 minutes for the people to take the pictures.
At this point, we are almost 4,000 feet above sea level.
See, and okay. And this, you can see, is the cable way. You know, there are the cable cars.
You can see the cables. Yeah.
Yeah, and the cable cars here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So this is the cable way that I was mentioning. This is the one, okay, in the train goes this way and it goes to Kuranda. And while coming back, we came by this sky rail, what they call sky rail over the rainforest. These are the cable cars, and we will show you later in detail. So,
and the best part of these gondolas is that, the bottom of every gondola has a glass. So even though you're seated on the main seat, you can just look down and you can actually see the trees below your feet, and you feel as though they are almost reaching your legs. So that was really very, very stunning, absolutely enjoyable.
And then, as I said, there is a recorded commentary which will explain about the various type of trees available on different regions of the rainforest as you pass over them. So anyway, we are still going by the train, and then we finally reach, and this is the reason why she was there on the on our main. Oh, 1 minute.
Yeah. Stop. Yeah.
So this is the reason we put that on the slide, put her on the slide, because when we went there, when we were about to enter the koala gardens, the train stops at the Kuranda railway station, and once you walk out, there's the entrance to the Kuranda koala gardens. And we went there, and then we were buying something in a store over there, which is where this poster is. And that lady told us that, oh, have you seen her? I believe she's the topmost Bollywood star. So that's why we get a lot of Indian visitors. So that's why we put this poster over here.
And also we were told that Pariniti she loves animals. So she made that special visit.
Yeah, then now you want to talk about this?
Yeah, this is a spectacular flower. And
can you guess what it is?
Can anyone guess what it is?
Okay.
Ginger.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Who's that?
Who was that?
Flower.
That's me, Lena. Lena.
Yeah. Oh. Yes. This is the ginger flower. And it was so beautiful. And I just clicked it without knowing what it was. And afterwards, we were told by the guide that it is the ginger flower. It's very beautiful. And the petals are so thick. And even when you squeeze each petal, you get the smell of the ginger. Even the leaf, when you squeeze it in your fingers, you get the smell of ginger. It's beautiful.
Yeah, we had seen ginger. We had seen the ginger plant in Kerala, but we had never seen the flower.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Hawaii into Mastadista.
Why?
Okay. Yeah, because I heard that it grows in tropical areas. So Hawaii also, yes, must be very conducive.
Yeah, I think, yes, correct. I think over the mountains, no?
Yeah, we saw it in Oahu.
Yeah, Oahu mountains. When we went on tour, I think we saw that. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Lina. Very pretty flower.
And then we went to the butterfly garden. So this is from the there were about 10,000 butterflies in this butterfly garden, and the place where they're sitting on those platforms, they are heated, so butterflies go and rest there for some time to get the warmth.
Beautiful butterflies you have in all colors, so, and sometimes they come and sit on our dress also.
Okay, after that, we
tour.
went on a duck tour, or amphibian vehicle, which is known as Rainforest Station, which is managed by the Australian veterans, ex-army people.
Ex-army, yeah.
So they take us through this, on both water and on land, and they go through the rainforest. And on the way, of course, the guide cum driver also explains to us of the various.
In fact, this driver, he himself is a veteran of the World War II, and he explains everything in detail. And even there were at least about 30 types of ferns there in the forest, and he explains gives the name also, the botanical name of each fern, of each tree. And there was one particular tree which grew to a great height, which was the tallest in the forest, and he explained why it did not have any branches below, because he said it was the survival of the fittest, so it did not have any branches, and only when it reaches the top it has branches. So all the details were given by this person who was leading us.
And even this ride through the rainforest is very pleasing.
The different types of plants we got to see.
This is the tree that...
yes, this was the tree,
yeah.
I said.
The rainforest giant.
It's a giant tree with no branches below. And
Haka basket ferns, it is an epiphyte which grows on another tree only for support, but not for food. So it's not parasitic, it's an epiphyte.
So it's not a parasitic, it is an epiphyte. I don't know what that means.
Yeah,
anyway.
only support.
Okay. Okay, so that's the end of this video. And from here, from here we went to, see, these Maoris are actually from New Zealand. I mean, mostly they are in New Zealand, but on this Kuranda National Forest, they had a Maori Center, because there are some Maoris staying in Australia also.
The name of that was Pammigiri Park. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is, so we went there for a sort of a presentation. So this thing, of course, Sheela is holding with the Maori guide.
He was instructing me.
Yeah, is the Boomerang, which of course we brought two of them, one for Kunal and one for Kushi, but we wanted to show that, but we couldn't find it. So
No.
Today.
Oh, today.
Yeah. So this is the Maori Center.
And here he is actually telling me how to hold the boomerang. And it's got one particular angle you have to hold it in, and then you have to just fling it in the air.
So let's watch the video. This person filming got scared of the... Now let's watch this one.
In dry country, what is a rainforest? If you see what it is in the dry country, you know there's a didgeridoo around. When you find that instrument, that tree, you tap that tree, just check in if it sounds hollow.
This is the instrument known as?
This is called the didgeridoo, and Yeah, didgeridoo, and it's made out of the bark of a tree. And here, one of the tribal man, he
Maori.
is a Maori tribe. He belongs to the Maori tribe, and he was explaining to the tourists how it is used and how different sounds can be made out of the same instrument.
So let's watch.
If it sounds hollow, you cut it down. Any size you like. The longer didgeridoo, deeper sound, shorter didgeridoo, higher pitch. When you cut it down, you just got to clean all that inside, waste out, scrape all that termites out. So what we do is grab a long stick, spear, electric drill, spear. Scrape it all the way through, one end to the other. Now some didgeridoo, they got different shape in the middle. So if you can't get in that middle with that long stick or spear, we burn it out with hot coal from the fire. We plug it up with hot coals, let it burn its way through. We put some natural beeswax there in that mouthpiece, comfort for your lips. You play it for a very long time with no beeswax, your lips will swell up or might cut your gum. So it's very important you put that beeswax there on that mouthpiece, push it for the lips. And what you do is knock all the branches off, sand it down, paint it, varnish it, didgeridoo. If it doesn't sound good, use it for firewood. Throw it away. Now look for another one. Now that's pretty much how to make that instrument. Now the didgeridoo, once you make it, you got to learn how to play it. There are 4 techniques to play this instrument. Number 1 is vibrate your lips, blowing the raspberry. Give you that basic sound of the didgeridoo. Blow soft. Thank you very much. Second one, use that voice box. With our voice, we imitate our animal noises, growls and sounds, calling, and our dancing. Use that voice. And number 3, use that tongue for that rhythm. You got to move that tongue inside that mouth, side to side, up and down, in and out. Great different rhythm. And then number 4, put it all together, play for a very long time, circular breathing. When we blow through didgeridoo, we breathe through the nose, we blow out through the mouth. Same time. Like this. Kookaburra. Laughing bird, kookaburra. Last one, kangaroo. Anyone know what a kangaroo sound like? Skipping, dancing, listening, and scratching. Kangaroo don't make any sound. Here, that kangaroo. call this one Yigi Yigi. Yigi Yigi. Only played by men. No Aboriginal woman allowed to play that instrument. Forbidden, they might get sick. Only men, only used for ceremonies, weddings, and funerals. Not for communication.
Spear.
This one's here, we throw this man at a bamboo. This bamboo spear for fishing. And those ones on the pole there on the side, there's a law spear for punishment. Hardwood, all the way through. We use animal bones for the path. 3 ways of throwing the spear when we go fishing. One way is holding the back of the spear, holding like this. So we fish off the river banks, canoe, dinghy, holding like this.
So this is our guide, and he is going to show the spear throwing demonstration.
Along shallow water, look for mud crabs, snakes, any animal you can run down, snakes, goanna. We just jab motion. And the most popular way is this weapon here. This is a spear thrower. Most common name in Australia, known as Boomerang. Up this area, we call it a melee. Means the same thing, spear thrower. This one gives us more power for catching the bigger animals, like them kangaroos, cassowary, big fish, dinosaur. Okay, I'll give you some demonstration now. I'm going to show you by the hand first, to show you how far to throw by the hand. Now using the spear thrower. So every spear thrower they got one tooth there, pin, and every spear got a groove in the back of it there. It's fitting like that. So 3 fingers, index and thumb, pinch that spear. Bit more power there, more distance in that throw. Okay, what I'll try to do now, folks, I'm just going to check my accuracy here. I'm going to try those 3 targets out there, and one at the back there. If I don't catch any, I got McDonald's, KFC, and pizza. No kangaroo. Here we go.
He's trying to hit that pillar, and in the 3rd attempt he succeeded.
Okay, last 2, eh? Must be the twin. Last one. Last one. Last one. Okay. Last one. Last one.
This
One
is
kangaroo there. That's enough there for all of us. Plenty. I'll take the tail, you can take the rest.
This is the Maori dance performance after that demonstration.
These were the first settlers, I believe. Mainly they hunt for their food.
Okay, then we finished visiting all the centers on the in Kuranda, at the Kuranda village. And then finally we decided to go back. As I showed you in the beginning, we returned by this Kuranda sky rail over the rainforest, which was a 55-minute ride over the rainforest in a gondola.
This is the Barren River, which we just saw.
And this is
the gondola, and this is the Barren River and the Barren Falls, which is midway. That is exactly after 20 minutes we get down to see this Barren Falls from a platform which they have built specially.
No, but this is from the gondola. This one. Yeah. Okay, and then after the 55-minute ride, we arrived back in Cairns.
This is the descending, we are descending down now. That is the town of Cairns.
Yeah, so we are back in Cairns, and this is in Gold Coast, and this is in a park because we went in 2017, and in 2018 was the wave surfing championship, a world championship in Cairns. So that is the representation of that. And after visiting Kuranda, the next day we went to a place known as Green Island over the Great Barrier Reef. So this is Cairns, and this is over here is the Green Island. So we went there by a catamaran type of a boat, which took about 40.
Which is a glass base, right?
No, this is not.
Okay.
This is this is for going from Cairns to Green Island. Was a catamaran. It took about 45 minutes to reach from Cairns. I'll show you on the Google map. See, this is Cairns and this is the Green Island. So which is about 45 minutes by boat from Cairns to Green Island. Sorry.
Yeah. Right.
So this is the video from our experience in Green Island, which is mainly, we went there by this catamaran from Cairns to Green Island. And what we saw over there, see the water, it's so clear and so clean. And there are various reefs.
Actually, our cameras don't do justice because it's so, when you view it, it's very pretty. Even these, these are the reefs. the corals which we find, and they are in different colors. But because of
And
the
shapes.
because of the glass, we don't get a clear view of the colors.
Yeah, and this is the submarine ride we took, which goes inside, and we can see all the sea life as well as the reefs. And then after that, we took this one is the glass bottom boat by which we travel, which again, will give us a view of underwater life, fish and various reefs, coral reefs and all that. So this is about 20 minutes ride, and you can see the reefs from close quarters.
It's believed that there are 2,900 individual reefs. See here in this picture, you can see the reef. And there are 900 islands which are formed underwater because of these coral reefs. And something which interests all the Konkani people is that, we have the Kashi Thali, and the coral which we put on the, on the Kashi Thali around our neck during the wedding season, that corals also come from Australia, and it's supposed to be the best quality coral. This is the Coral Sea just behind me, and it's off the coast of Queensland.
Okay, in Green Island, one more thing which we saw was the crocodile habitat. This place, I mean, it's a center for crocodiles, and the two of the main attractions were Bulla and Bella. Actually, I pronounce it as Bulla. And one thing that
they are the names of two crocodiles.
Yeah, they are the names of two crocodiles. And one thing that reminds me when I look at this is, I was told that recently Rahul Gandhi had a public meeting, and some Konkani person went there and he was saying "Ek bull nashila." So I was wondering why, and then I realized that Bulla is now settled in Australia. So that is this Bulla and Bella. These are the two crocodiles. One is Bulla and the other is his partner Bella. So this is the crocodile center on the Green Island, and this one is supposed to be the largest in that, and the crocodile which is the largest we saw in Australia was around 15 feet in length, not here, but in Phillip Island. We have a video afterwards on that, but this one, see, can you see the eye being moved? I mean, this was another attraction over there. This is the turtle.
And next to the turtle, you see a fish, which is called the barramundi fish. And it's a native, it's mostly found in Australia.
Okay, then after spending about 4 or 5 days in Cairns and Gold Coast, we flew back to Sydney. That was our next halt, or the last halt in Australia. But we stayed in Sydney for about 7 to 8 days. So I'll show you on the Google map. So in Sydney, basically, of course, it is the downtown Sydney and the waterfront, which is very fascinating because it has this, of course, the world famous landmarks. Just let me expand a little more. Of one minute. The Sydney Harbour Bridge, and the next one is, of course, the Sydney Opera House. And then a little distance away from Sydney is the famous Bondi Beach, which is, you can say, Juhu Beach of Sydney. And then we also, the other attraction we went to, from Sydney is this Blue Mountain. There is a place known as Scenic World over there. The Blue Mountain is like, it's Nilgiri, as you say, for Ooty. So this is the Ooty of Sydney. So we'll go into the details now. We'll see the let's start with the Sydney Harbour. This is actually, we went on a cruise, so those pictures of Sydney Harbour were from that cruise. This is the Sydney bridge. So as seen from the Sydney Opera House, and this is Sydney. Just 1 minute, yeah. Right. This is the Sydney Bridge by night. And now the next few pictures that I want to show are of the Sydney Bridge. And people go over the top and reach the top. They walk through. So I have the pictures of that. I'll just show you. See, people start walking from here, and then they go all the way to the top. See, there is a group of people. There are rails to hold, and it takes about 35 minutes to climb to the top. I mean, depends on your fitness, I guess, but normally they say it takes about 35 minutes. So this is the first picture. People start from here and start walking. And see, as you can see, people are walking here and all the way to the top, where of course there are, at the midpoint, there are Australian and what state is this? Sydney?
New South Wales.
New South Wales flags. So people start walking from here and go all the way to the top. And from there, I believe the view is fantastic of the Sydney Opera House as well as the Sydney waterfront. So they go and stand there for maybe half an hour, and then they walk down. See, this is the close-up. And then they start walking down after some time. And this is the video of the Sydney waterfront, downtown and waterfront. And this is the Sydney Opera House. So this video was taken by us from the Sydney Opera House. And now this is the Bondi Beach, which is about 1 hour drive from Sydney.
And the interesting part of this beach was the sands are
Pure white.
pure white in color, and you know, it was so neat and clean, and very nice to watch the beautiful colored water.
And next we went to Blue Mountain tour from Sydney.
In a place called Katumba, and this it's believed that it's true that it's a family owned, you know, the Scenic World is a family owned business, and in the town, in a small town called Katumba, where we get to see the three sisters, the rock formations of the three sisters. It's to the west of Sydney, and the name of the place is called Katumba. And there we have to go. While going, we went in the inclined train, and while returning, we came by the cableway.
So these are the Blue Mountains. As you can see, you know, the background it's always blue. And this is the
three
sisters that you can see. I mean, these are known as three sisters.
The rock formations.
And this one is supposed to be the steepest train in the world. See, what happens is, I mean, you go to the top of the Blue Mountain, and from there you catch this train, which is, you know, almost maybe about 70-degree incline. And you get into that train and go down. And then from there you can watch the three sisters. So this is supposed to be the steepest train in the whole world, we are told.
Yeah, that ride is almost breathtaking.
And then you can, you know, go down and watch this from close quarters. And this, while coming back, you use this gondola from the Scenic World. It's about 15 minutes ride on this gondola. And then, you know, these are the various trees which are there on the Blue Mountain. You know what it is?
No.
And there are signs put up there which explain about
each and every tree.
These are the Katumba Mines, which were, I think, closed in sometime in early 19th century.
Yeah, about these three sisters, I wanted to say that these three sisters, their names were Mihini, Vimla, and Gunedu, and Vimla and Gunedu, and they lived in a valley called the Jamison Valley, and I believe they fell in love with three men of another tribe, but you know, they were forbidden to do that. I mean, to go forward with that marriage, because it was two different groups. So you know, it's believed that they came and became these three rocks in the Jamison Valley.
So that's why they are known as three sisters.
Three sisters.
So this is our trip to Blue Mountain. And then what we have done is, we found different types of animals in different areas of Australia. We have clubbed them together and created a presentation. So let's go and have a look at those. About the animals you want to talk?
Yeah, no, it's okay. No, yeah, in this particular farm, which we got to see, wallabies and kangaroos. And these kangaroos, the characteristic feature of these kangaroos is, since their hind legs are longer and their front forelimbs are just to give them support, and at the back, since they need balancing, the tail is used for giving support, when they want to stand up. So the forelimbs are used for this, what he's doing right now. And they are herbivorous, and they feed only on grass and all the vegetables and all such things. And the only difference between wallabies and kangaroo is kangaroos are much much more bigger in size. These were all being treated for,
This is a rehab center.
Rehab center, like, where they are
taken care of.
Taken care of, yeah, because they had some injury or something like that. Here we also got to see some dingoes, which are characteristic of this country, and also the cassowary bird, which they say is becoming extinct now. See how the tail is used for balancing, so they don't fall back.
Of course, these are domesticated kangaroos because they are from a rehab center. Obviously, we couldn't do this with a wild kangaroo.
He's about 50 years
Yeah,
old.
then we.
The Agro, he was relocated from the Northern Territory as part of a breeding program with 10 other male crocodiles. And he was pretty top dog of his area. He displayed lots of very overbearing characteristics. He fought a lot, was not really scared of anything, and he killed all of those other 10 males once they got to the facility. So he's not a very nice guy, doesn't like to share his space, very territorial. Crocodiles have all their little territories in the estuaries. If they find their own little territory, their territories aren't that big, but they will stay there unless they get kicked out. It's breeding season at the moment, and lots of the younger males get kicked out. So you do see them swimming from estuary to estuary trying to find a new place to live. But generally, if they find their territory and they can hold it, then they'll stay there. So these guys will get fed from this platform here. We hang a big rod over the side here with big pig's legs and that sort of stuff on it. And they can jump out of the water up to about here. From in there. They use their tails to be wind up. So they're very good at jumping. They might look like they're pretty calm and sleeping at the moment, but they've been sitting in the sun all day, so they're pretty hot. If you were to go in there, it'd take them 2 seconds and you'd be gone. So
How long is he? What's his length?
He's about 4 meters, a bit over 4 meters now. And yeah, you'll see all these little lizards getting around in the crop enclosures all the time. They're all your little water dragons and stuff. What they're doing is using the crocodiles as bodyguards because they know that the eagles and the hawks won't come near crocodiles, so they're relatively safe and they can move pretty quickly. This is not Jack. Really interesting. This is the one supposed to be Jack. This is an agro. No, this is the rival. He thinks he's pretty awesome, but we get an average rainfall up here of about 2.5 meters every year, which means our rivers flood, taking their cats, their dogs, and that sort of stuff, and sliding on boats down at the jetty, so they had to get him out of the community. He's obviously, the top dog in his area as well. Pretty big, not really scared of anything. So they decided to put him in a breeding facility also. He's very attractive, he's pretty handsome, he's got nice teeth. And he killed every girlfriend that they gave him, and they gave him 12, one every month. So he got the nickname Jack the Ripper because he's just not a very nice guy. He's just so territorial that he won't share his space with anything. Bachelor for life. They have had issues yet. In breeding season in the morning here, it sounds like Jurassic Park, like these two. The one will wait at one end of the fence and he'll wait at the other end, and they will do the body shaking and the growling, and it sounds crazy in the morning. But one time, about 2 years ago, I think it was, Agro over there was really harassing him, and he took a big run up and smashed through his gate. They had a bit of a death roll, and Agro lost the fight. Luckily, he just was trying to prove that this is my territory, and he came back and left him there.
Otherwise, you just go, boys, sort of that. What is it?
Well, bigger bite ratio, it's more pound for pound, more powerful bites. Yeah. But they're very similar. They're very similar.
You said he's 70 years old?
He's 70 or so, yeah.
And what's the length?
He's about 5 meters now.
Oh, 5 meters.
A bit over 5 meters, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. He's moving. So the little bumps on his back there are called scoots. They've got two main purposes. The first purpose is it increases its body surface area. So all reptiles, they get their energy from the sun, laying in the sunshine. And so the more surface area you've got, the quicker you can heat up. So that's that one purpose. The second purpose is these guys are very fast at swimming. They can be swimming maybe only a few centimeters under the water towards you to come and get you. And those little scoots there break up any surface movement on top of the water, so you have no idea he's approaching you. How old is he? He's about 70 now, a bit over 70. 70. The biggest one, and they estimate one of the oldest ones, sort of unofficially on record because it was a long time ago, but there's a photo and some documents in a town in the Northern Territory where an old lady shot one that was terrorizing her community. It was a bit over 9 meters. They estimated that one to be maybe 140, so twice his size, twice his length. So quite a monster. So they're quite a long time. Yeah, so that tells us these guys, they'll keep on growing. They eat big pig's legs. They'll eat anything. Yeah, our pigs over here are the size of cows sometimes. They have no problem. They're carnivores. So they'll eat anything. They've got very sharp claws. They can just rip it apart. Yeah. They can get a little bit aggressive too.
Salamander. Yeah, the one we saw just now is the salamander. This bird is fanning itself because it was a very sultry day. And in the same park, we got to see these tiny penguins. These are the miniature ones. They are hardly 10 to 11 inches. This was in the same park. But in the penguin parade, they were almost about 2 feet in height. These are the smaller variety. Yeah, in the same park, we got to see the koala bears, and
This is about crocodile feed.
this is feeding the crocodiles. Then,
So that's our presentation. Thank you. But before saying bye, if anyone is interested, I just want to show you my spreadsheet. We had planned for this about 6 months in advance. So we went for, as I said, we went from
New Zealand.
Here to New Zealand, New Zealand to Australia, and then Thailand, and then spent 3 months in India. So all the planning we had done right in the beginning. So these are the tours that we had booked at various places
Through Viator.
through Viator. And then these are the hotels which we had booked. Of course, mostly we had used our vacation points. So this is right from Australia, New Zealand, Thailand, and India, all the dates. This also we had done about 8 months in advance. Then these are all the air bookings for various flights. And the reason I am mentioning this is because, when you go for a 6 months tour like this, it's better to plan in advance and book in advance, because
You get good deals.
you get good deals, and also you get good tours. Mainly the tours tend to get booked well in advance. So if you try to do that at the last minute, you may not get a good tour. And we found that Viator is a very good agency. They, before they book the contractors for their tours, they really go into the details. So when we took the tours, almost all the tours, we found that they were, first of all, they were in time. Although we had booked 8 months in reservation, once we reached there, at various places, we got phone calls from all these tour operators a day in advance. And our lunch, if you had booked, in some cases the menu even was decided 8 months in advance, and we had said that, okay, we are vegetarians, we want this food, we want this, and they offered us the menu 8 months in advance, including which soup we want, which sandwich, and what kind of ice cream. And after 8 months, when we went to went on that tour, those things were available, especially for the full day tours. Whatever we had asked for the breakfast was available. Whatever we wanted for the lunch, it was available. Every item was available. There was no replacement. Even the ice cream, everything was as we requested. And then the other thing I want to say is that, especially about India, now this taxi, Uber, we had booked the cabs again 8 months in advance, sitting here in US for our travel in Australia, except whenever we had tour, of course there were tour buses, but within Melbourne, Sydney and all, we wanted to travel by Uber or big bus. So all those bookings also we had done in advance. And even I want to mention about India, that when we went to India, we had booked Uber to go, for example, from Delhi to Jaipur, and we reached Delhi airport. We had booked from Jaipur airport to Ajmer a cab, and we reached Ajmer airport at 11 o'clock in the night. And this person, whom we had booked 8 months in advance, was waiting for us at Jaipur airport at 11 p.m. and he, it was a 3-hour drive to Ajmer, and we had no problem at all, except that, of course, he said, if you book through Uber, I get only 800 rupees, and 800 rupees is not sufficient for Jaipur to Ajmer. So he made me, he requested, and I agreed to pay him 1200. But the main point is, wherever in India also we had booked Uber 8 months in advance, the taxi was always available at the time and place we wanted. So that is why I think if you planning to go on a long tour like this, you should book in advance, and so that you can avoid any inconvenience. So that's our presentation. Thank you all. Hope you liked it. So over to you, Kedar.
Thank you very much, Arun ma'am. Very nice presentation of Australia. It was nice. I had gone there many years, almost 20 years back. So it was like reliving, seeing all these places again. So very
And I'm
nice.
sure you are planning your next visit already.
Why? So for the next week, we have Dr. Bhami Shenoy, who is Vasant Shenoy, Vasant Mam's uncle, and he will be presenting China, Uzbekistan, and also he'll be telling us how his experiences of setting up an NGO in India.
Bye. Thank you, everyone.
Bye. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.